Today, my children went back to school after 20 days of being on vacation. We did all the morning routine things. We got dressed, we ate breakfast. I walked my son to school while my husband drove my daughter. And when we got to my son's school, there were parents walking away with their children because school wasn't open today. But I've had enough sick days with my kids that I realize when this happens, the only path forward is allowing. And so I took a moment to recalibrate and shoveled on home with my boy and my basset hound in tow. We snuggled up in bed and watched some Boy Meets World, which, if you have kids around the age of 10, holds up like even better than I expected. Then my son went off to do some Legos, and I, determined to fit a workout in even though one of my children was home, moved a piece of furniture so I could start wall Pilates. One of the items on my 2025 bingo card is to do 3 new types of exercise, and I had wall Pilates picked out for this very day, and I was going to do it. And when I moved the furniture, the wall was all torn up and gross underneath. So I did the wall Pilates on the gross wall, but then I heard a whisper from a part of me that's been asleep for a long time. You see, I used to paint college dorm rooms on summer break for 3 summers. And so I have a secret back pocket skill where I can just paint up a busted looking wall real fast. And so I went to the garage and I gathered my things and I walked to my son's room and said, "Honey, you are going to come with me for 10 minutes and I'm going to teach you a life skill." And he was like, "All right." And so I taught him how to select sandpaper, how to sand the wall, how to lay a drop cloth, how to edge paint along the places where the roller can't fit, and how to roll, how to keep a wet rag nearby so you can soak up any paint. And when this beautiful wall was done, there was still paint in the tray, so I started patching up the other walls in the house. And yes, I may have been a little time blind when it comes to the painting activity, but that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is that when you hear the whisper from that part of you that hasn't come out in a long time, it's your cue to listen. It's your cue to honor her because she is still in there. Your subconscious wants to give her a turn at the wheel. I used to be the kind of person who had to-do lists with sub-bullet points, quarterly and annual goals. And when everything was so rigid, I wasn't able to listen to any of the inner voices, to honor any of the versions of myself who wanted to come up and share their expertise at the just right moments. So if you made it this far, I want to ask you, what version of you hasn't come to the table in a while? What would she do if you let her up? And what might she offer the world? Because when my husband came home tonight, he did not expect to have beautifully painted walls. But that version of Molly popped right up and got the job done. So let me know, which of your inner selves could you honor a little bit more deeply in the next few days? Because when we integrate all of our parts, then life isn't quite so hard.